Hey everybody, what's going on? Alan here. Welcome to the Gibson Garage Speed Shop YouTube channel. Today we're working on this Dodge. What is this? It's a mid 1997 with a 5.9 liter in it. We're going to be doing the water pump on this thing. We also might be doing the thermostat if we can find out where it goes. A top hose kind of goes in and buries itself behind the accessory drive brackets. Well, the first thing I want to do is get this shroud and fan off of here and out of the way so we have more room to look around in there, just to make it easier. I mean, I'm not trying to get my arms in there. That's not going to happen anyway. Not worth the struggle. But to do that, we've got to get these reservoirs off both sides, the overflow tank and then the washer fluid on the other side. And they should just pop right up. Put a plug in this so it quit dripping on me. And then hopefully I can just... maybe we can stick some fingers back there. There we go. Try to space it apart. Move this hose here. It's probably gonna leak, but I got the bucket down there. Try to catch most of it. Got a cowbell hanging from his axle. That's hilarious. Now, just like the other side, this should just pop up by sticking your fingers back there, creating some space between it. Oh, and there's a connector. Hard objects back there. There we go. See if we can just set this aside over here. There are 4 bolts holding in the shroud. The one's missing. There's a second one down there, and there's 2 on the other side as well. Right there and right there. Those look to be 10 mils, so let's take care of that. And also, to get it out, we're gonna have to pull the fan out with it at the same time. Actually, leave that in just a couple threads until we're ready to yank it out. Alright, so the belt's still on. We're just gonna grab a hold of it with something that's got some leverage and give it a quick yank. And I don't think I got the yank. Okay. There's a cool tool that hooks up to a air impact, or no, what is it, an air chisel? I don't have that tool. This belt likes to slide going the other way. Alright, so grab a hold of the tensioner with a 15 mil. We're going to try to add some tension to it while I make a mess. Alright, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to take the belt off so I don't damage it. We're going to take this tool I made. And there's a hole in the pulley. Voila. I can even set that up against that pulley. That's plastic, so maybe not. Alright, my special tool did the trick. Just gonna unspin it the rest of the way. There it goes. So the next thing I want to do is remove hoses. I'm going to start with this little guy. Move that clamp up. Let's see if we can twist on this. Move that a little further. Nope, we don't have to get a pick. Maybe I can just get it with this. Gentle enough. Oh, it's moving. Okay. Got our catch thingy down there. There we go. There's that hose. Okay, just keep that up. Yeah, we caught most of it. Okay, this is where I would usually show you my little trick for removing water pump bolts. You'd take one out at a time and go and set them in the new water pump in the same boss, just for placement purposes. And then when you get the old water pump out, you would switch all those back while it's sitting on the ground, and then you know exactly where they all were. Put the new pump in, grab each bolt from the old pump on the ground, and slide them in their hole. But I'll show you why in a minute. I'm not going to do that this time. I will save on this one bolt for the pipe up here. And the rest of these, they're all 15 it looks like. Oh. 2 on the bottom. There's 3 short ones. 1, 2, and 3, like a triangle. And then there's 4 long ones. 2 on each side here. And that long one's got some goo coming out of it. And now for this last bolt, I'm going to bring the water pump out with it, since I seem to be getting jammed behind the pump pulley. And then there's this last hose that I conveniently forgot about. Hopefully it's not stuck on there too bad. Okay, that pump is loose. Nice. Now we're going to grab it, twist it off of the hose, just like that. And I'm just going to clean off the gasket surface now. This is going to take a while, but you just want to take your time and get it done. And here's the new water pump. Comes with hardware. The tube and the gasket is already stuck to it. And the tube's got a new O-ring on it that will go in here. Right, and there's also this piece. It's already got some thread locker or sealer, one of the two. And just thread that into place. I guess with the world's largest screwdriver, we'll tighten it up. Now they have these nylon inserts in here to just hold the bolts in during shipping, I think, or installation. And there is some goo on the threads of these three smaller bolts, but there's nothing on these larger bolts that we know for sure had water pouring out. So I'm going to put on my own thread sealer on all the bolts just to be sure, and then we'll put it in. Thread all these bolts in, hold it in place. It's in place. Careful not to shove those nylon inserts that were in the water pump through, so they will come out kind of easily. I'm almost wondering if I should have just taken them out, but they're permanent now. So these are actually all 14s, and upon closer inspection, so were the old ones. Well, I almost ran into a huge disaster. The very top bolt busted off. I was lucky enough to extract it, drilled a hole through it, use the extractor, And I'm not sure what caused that, but man, I am gonna pull all these nylon inserts out just to get them out of the way now. F these inserts. And I'm running the chaser through that same hole, and look at all this stuff, the goo that's just in the one hole that this bolt was in. I don't know again what the exact cause of it. I know a couple of these were dirty with rust when I pulled the old ones out, so I'm just gonna run the chaser through all the holes now. Okay, now with everything tightened, try to work this hose back down just a hair. And it is touching. Whoever installed it last kind of cut this end of it at an angle. And I gotta work the clamp back down. There we go. Alright, a little bit of red RTV on the O-ring. I'm gonna slide that in place. Put in this ridiculously long bolt. It's partially being covered by the bracket, and I have to carve that out of here. Okay, that fits a lot better. Alright, let's finish this up here, and then we can move on to the thermostat. Now we also got a new fan clutch, so we'll swap that over real quick. It's 4 1/2-inch bolts. Just like when we pulled them out, we've got to put these guys in pretty much at the same time. Go. Almost there. And I'll go ahead and try to set this on there. And I need to find one more bolt to make up for that missing bolt that was on the other side. Well, that was easy. I had one sitting right on top, like exactly the same. slide this little devil back into place. There's a bottom flange you gotta tuck in first, and then snap. This hose can go back on. This one slides into the fan shroud as well. Oh, gotta get both of them in there. Oh, both of them. There we go. Take out my plug, put that back in, and voila. Now to do the thermostat, we gotta get this air cleaner out of the way, which is starting right here with this big O-ring, or what is this? Hose clamp. Oh, I'll never see that socket again. All right, first we gotta get this bracket out of the way here for the air cleaner. And there's a ground wire here. I gotta undo this tiny little bolt right here. So it's a 1/4 inch. And that will come right apart. I guess I just bend it out of the way here. Jiminy. That bolt's long. And that was hot. And so if you look down in here, you can see the bolts. There's one. And there's the other. So just, those are 1/2 inch. So just zip those out real quick. Hose clamp is in the way from this little heater hose behind the alternator. Oh, a little wiggling and twisting. And after seeing this now, actually, I can't be certain that this wasn't the source of the leak the whole time. That gasket is in pieces and it's wet up top before I even loosened it. So I think obviously this was leaking. Okay, got it cleaned up down there. There we go. Most of the gasket came right out, so I got kind of lucky there. And cleaned up this surface here. It's almost corroded away, but there's still a little bit of ridge on it. And with some RTV will be all right. Put a bead of silicone on both sides of this guy. And then we'll go clamp her down. Well, that was a little tricky to say the least, but it's in there and it's just hand tight for now. Just to let it set up for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll torque it down to spec. Okay, put this bracket back on. This way. This extra long bolt, maybe that's all they had. I don't know. There we go. Get out of the way. It's like goodness. Alright, so there's this notch here on the intake. You want to make sure you get that lined up. Should I just set it on there first? And do a check around before we tighten it. Looks good. Got that notch sitting right over that thing there. The throttle body, what is that? Throttle lever right here. Oh yeah, there's the socket again. This tries to take my socket. Yeah, we're good there. Plug in this little breather hose. Oh, that's actually split. That's okay. So this is universal coolant. It mixes with any color, goes with any make and model. We're just gonna top it off. So far I think it's gonna take the whole bottle. We did lose quite a bit. This is just what I had, so I told him I'd help him out with the price of the coolant, or just give him the coolant because I had this was given to me for free. I'm gonna give it to him for free. He'll have to get some more. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think. How'd I do? Leave a comment in the section below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. And until next time, peace.